Welcome to another episode of Independent Artists Unite song series. Lisa Marie is here tonight from Radical Bicep talking about their new song, Beam. Welcome back, Lisa.
Hello.
Am I coming through okay? My Wi-Fi is not great.
Yes, I can hear you all right.
Okay. Is it Metro? I mean, Metro. I can't even speak. Is it Mercury in retrograde? Something? I mean,
True. No, running on the metro.
all right,
I'm just
we're gonna
joking.
try. I'm having problems. You had some technical difficulties. I'm having some emotional difficulties.
Oh, what's
We're gonna make it.
wrong?
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it. Oh, jeez. Well, just growth opportunities. That's all. Are you? Am I coming through all right,
I
or is it
understand
laggy?
that. No, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Um, I love this song. It's a bit different than other ones that you've done. I had to time it because I was very interested. It takes a long time getting the groove going, and then it's actually like a minute 47 when your vocal comes in. Whereas usually these days it's like within the first 30 seconds someone's singing, which I thought was very cool because
Right,
it's a great groove that gets going, and the that like synth
right.
bass is the last thing to come in. And I've always loved songs that do that. I mean, I think today's kind of music culture doesn't seem to allow it or favor it, but I always love that about The Cure. They always get like a groove going for like 2 minutes, and you're like, okay, what's going on? But
Right.
I love that. I love that because it actually, what I think is
That
cool
was
for this song
that
is that.
was
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
that was actually Radical Biceps idea.
Okay.
Was he was trying to like influence me into the Cure song because the Cure does that a lot.
Oh,
Robert Smith
really?
when he
Okay.
comes in
Yeah.
a minute. And actually, I am a Cure fan, but I haven't actually listened to the older songs. And
Okay.
Doug from Radical Bicep, he has actually so much influence of the Cure. And when he said that, I was like, really, and I was intrigued, and I started listening to more of what the Cure does, and I was like, ooh, this does sound good, like, whoa.
Yeah. Well,
So
it has an interesting effect because when you like, first of all, it lets you really set the stage, you get a groove going and get a mood going, before the vocal comes in. And then it really had the effect of like, is it coming? Is it coming? So you actually kind of pay attention more to the vocal when it finally does arrive, And and
yeah,
yeah, and I can't quite make out what the lyrics were to this. Can you read them for us?
yes, I can. I
I
have
got,
them right here. This is the original lyrics.
oh, how cool.
So
Wow.
they're just like scribbles of everything I do. I just This is my little rough draft of the
You're
first version, and
analog.
then I
You're
kind of,
analog with the lyrics. Oh.
yep. Okay, so the lyrics are: vision so breakable, clouded up the mirrors in my eyes, darkness was all I saw. In my eyes, the darkness destroys everything. Been blinded by truth of what's to come of me, vision so breakable, fogging up for days. In my eyes, the darkness destroys everything. The darkness was all I saw. We are the seekers of the truth, breaking through the ice of who we were before, hailed by the light so bright you can barely see yourself anymore. Dampened away from your fires, all I saw was light. Overbearing by clouds of lightning, chaos was all I've known. But your light guided me.
Wow.
That's it.
Beautiful.
And I guess, you know, of the first interview you had, you know, about a little about my past. So it all just brings about, you know, overcoming that kind of chaos, that kind of darkness that we all go through in a phase of growing up,
Mm,
because we all go through a phase of just bad times. And whenever you find friends, whenever you find that someone, or whenever you find the light per se,
mm,
it guides you. It guides you home. It guides you to the place you need to be in this world, you
mm,
know? And it's kind of like my dedication to just everybody that has been there for me,
mm,
and dedication of the one that's up there that always watches over me, you
mm-hmm.
know? So it's a little about everything, because I have so many friends that have been through the same thing. So I just wanted to just connect with that people that have been through this, you know,
Mm,
the
mm.
chaos of life, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I love that. It's so interesting because you pointed me towards Zarina, and you said, "Oh, you have to
Right.
contact Zarina." And I just interviewed Zarina for the show, and then we talked for like almost 2 hours afterwards on Zoom,
Right.
and it was so
She is
great.
an amazing woman. I love
Yeah,
Vero so much.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, you two are very similar in that it's this well, you said an interesting thing to me one time as you just came right out and said to talking about you and me, well, you know, we're light workers, you know, and
Right.
that phrase has come up a lot. It sounds like, you know, it like conjures up something like maybe more dramatic than it is, or maybe there's nothing more dramatic than actually being a positive force in the world. But I really believe in that, and I really believe that it's about. I mean, I was talking a bit about this with Vero, that it's about like this philosophy that I feel like life is a series of challenges for you to not only overcome, but seek the light through and
Right.
maintain your light through all these
Right.
things, you know? Like
Right.
that's the thing. It's
Because if
not
we
just
all,
surviving.
well, if we all, like, for instance, if we were all negative in this world, what impact is that going to make on ourselves
Mm,
growing? Like, what kind of impact is that going to make towards others? You know, so I think that positivity light bearing that we all have
mm,
makes an impact. And that's what Vero's trying to do. That's what I'm trying to do. We're trying to, like you said, we're light workers. We're just
mm,
trying to spread that positivity that is within us, you
mm,
know? And I really believe that, like, being negative is not going to get you nowhere, you know, just always stay positive. And that's technically with music too, you know, it's like there's some bad music and there's some good music, you
mm,
know?
mm, mm, mm,
But I'm just trying to spread a good message, you know, Scott.
mm.
So
Yeah, well, I love that. I love that.
I'm
I mean,
glad you
I
like it.
really I feel like, you know, a lot of this like next phase of my life here where I'm like just growing up about some things right now, a little bit. I'm a late bloomer, you know, late bloomer. That
Hey, we all fall short sometimes,
mm,
and we're always learning about things in this life. I mean, I might be 33, I might be a pup still, but I'm still learning too, Scott. You know, you're not alone.
well, yeah, it never stops. Never
And
stops. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm not like, I might act like I'm like happy, but I'm not fully happy, you know, like I'm not, I'm happy, But it's like sometimes you just have those moments. Like, for instance, it was 2 days ago. I
Mm,
had kind of a depression where I was just thinking about life and I was thinking about where I'm heading to.
mm,
And sometimes we all think about that. Our brains are so big, or,
mm.
we're capable of so many things in this world. We can't even realize it. But I'm okay though.
Yeah, yeah.
It happens.
Well, I think it seems like this is the plight of the artist as well, that there are always some depressive episodes um, that artists are marked by, and that but to 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 go through those and turn it into art and in such a way that too, like you did with this song, where it's kind of a reverence for surviving and being grateful, really. It's kind of like
Right,
a gratitude prayer, this song, kind of, isn't it?
right. And I do have to say this is that so Doug, Radical Bicep,
Mm-hmm.
he's actually been through a lot of things that I have been through. So it's like
Mm,
whenever I write these songs, he makes the music. He's the music maker. I just write the
mm-hmm.
songs. But he actually has so much emotion, and he used to be where all of us have been, just depressed and been in a dark place. And it's just crazy to know that the people that make music have all been through there before,
Mm,
and it's just it kind of makes you feel comfort that you're not
mm.
alone, because we are definitely not alone, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting. I've been talking,
yeah.
you know, well, actually, what I was trying to say before, my brain did a little blip like it does now and again. Um, that this phase of my life, it's interesting. I'm like reaching out to people and being like, you're someone I want to stay connected with, you know? Like it's very much like
Yeah.
I'm finding these people that have a certain light, have a certain way about them that also make me feel calm. I'm like on this tour of the East Coast of the US right now. Not a musical tour, but on a kind of a healing tour, actually, where I'm
Right.
seeing all these people throughout my life, and it's totally unplanned. But the people that are showing up, they're all like this, you know, these like steady people that have like this like Buddha nature that I can be like, ah, around, and I could just relax, and that are people that have
Mhm.
a certain light, so I'm like all about
Right.
that now, like just like we kind of connected with each other over this, and Vero's another one, of course, and James K Ultra, who we're fans of too, is like that in his own way
Mhm.
too. And it's very interesting because I'm like also telling people about this show I do and about this kind of community where it's kind of weird. Instagram is like this huge monster, but there's these little like mini realms on here and mini communities, you know what I
Right.
mean? That's like it's real,
Mhm.
and it's like it's super
Right.
interesting to me. It's super interesting to me. Yeah.
Well,
So
you know what? I'm gonna say, Scott, that I know this interview is about us, but I absolutely love your music videos, and I love
oh,
your
thank you.
music so much. You
Oh,
are
thank
such
you.
an aspiring, like, singer. Like, you sound like David Bowie.
Yeah.
Like, you really
Yeah.
do. I love your vocal,
Well,
Scott.
it's like
So I'm
I don't know
sorry
if
I
you.
had to say that.
Oh, thank you. I don't know if Vero, you see, Vero called me the goth David Bowie. So, I'll take it.
She's
I'll
on the
take.
right track as me. She knows.
Yeah, well, who knows? it may have cost me
Yeah.
a career in music, but you know, here I am. Um,
Hey, David Bowie.
um,
David Bowie Jr.
right, yeah, Junior, or just Junior. I'm gonna change my name to Junior. No. Um, so when you get them from Doug, Radical Bicep, is it pretty much the fully arranged song that comes to you? Or do you guys go back and forth a little bit with ideas, or you have, oh, you know what, it'd be good if this was rearranged a little bit, or does he pretty much do all the music and you put the vocal on top?
Well, Doug is actually my teacher in the process. So he is a very um, amazing bandmate in terms
Mm,
of he corrects what I sing. He corrects either the tone I sing. He's very kind in the terms of that.
mm,
And we do go back and forth,
mm-hmm,
but in terms, he just wants it to sound right because
right.
he has more experience than me in music. Let's just
Mm,
say that.
yeah, yeah.
And I trust him.
Mm,
And so he kind of guides me as well. And I mean, it's good to have that, because I just don't want to be like, okay, I written the song and that's how it's going to be. I'm not that
yeah.
singer. I'm very open-minded. I'm very open to change, and I'm very open when it comes to getting critic about something. And
Mm,
I'm not going to lie, but sometimes we have critics, him and me, but we don't fight about it. We're
mm,
understanding, and
yeah.
that's the kind of power of a true bandmates, is that we comprehend, but he
Mm,
teaches me along the way,
yeah.
so
Yeah, I mean, I have a very similar thing with James. It's a very similar kind of thing. Yeah, it's wonderful.
yeah,
Yeah.
it
Um.
is.
So.
Because if you don't have critic, like if you don't have negative feedback when you write
Mm,
something, and if something just doesn't sound good, it's good to get that feedback.
yeah. Yeah. Um. So. And what's your process like? I'm just curious. Like, you get the music, this piece of music from Doug. You put it in headphones and walk around and try to come up with ideas, or do you right away hear things and lay down some vocal ideas, or like, how did it happen with Bean?
So this is the crazy part,
Mm,
is that um, this one is very crazy, okay? But
mm.
it's not really crazy. But basically, I prayed about it, okay?
Oh yeah.
So I really did. I prayed about it before I wrote it. And then all of a sudden, it's like these words fell from the sky, and I just started writing like crazy. And I'm like, okay, okay,
Wow.
okay. So I just started writing. So this one was one of those where I'm just like, it really felt like clouds of lightning, like the song says.
Mm,
Like it was just, I prayed about it. Like I had my Ableton on and I was about to just write some makeup vocals,
mm-hmm,
but I prayed about it.
mm.
And these words just like came, overflowed me. And
Wow.
it was a beautiful process.
Yeah.
That
That's
doesn't
so
happen
cool.
very often to me.
Yeah.
You
So
should try it, Scott.
I
And
have I
everybody out
have
there, you
done
should
it.
try
Yeah.
it.
I have done that. I have done that. I'm trying to think what
You
song
have?
yeah, I'm trying to think of
Oh,
what song I did
good.
that for. Actually, I did it this album. Well, it's on, you can see hear it on SoundCloud, but it was one where
Uh-huh.
um it was all about my experience of the near death experience that I had.
Right.
And I did do that very thing too, though, because I wanted it to be right, Yeah, it was very interesting,
Wow. That's beautiful. And about death, that's very spiritual.
Yeah, yeah.
That's beautiful.
But it did, but
It's like
so
someone was trying to talk to you, you know?
Yeah, but it's interesting. I talked to I don't know if you listen to Ceremony Shadows at all. I had them on the show and I've been like reposting their stuff. But the woman in that band is the lyricist too, and we were talking a bit because it sounded like when she was talking about lyric writing, it sounded like she was channeling. You know, that's what it sounded like what she was doing. She
Right,
channels it, which is sounds like what you just did with
right,
this too. You know, I'm very interested in like these channeled
right,
texts. You know, I've been through like maybe 20 books of these people that like channel books. You know, like they sit there and get in a meditative state and they just go blah, 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 and a whole book comes out in chapters. Everything's organized perfectly. It's wild.
that's
And
crazy. I believe it
on
though.
like spiritual topics and stuff. So yeah, I'm really into that. So I really I mean, I believe like that music is a channeled thing anyway. It's like if you hear
Right,
like Bob Dylan, he talks about the songs that he wrote through like the 60s and early 70s. He's like, I don't know, you know. He very much talks like
right,
they came through him and he has very little to do with it. So it's interesting.
right. No, what's weird is that when I was like probably in middle school, I used to actually listen to Russian chants back then.
Oh yeah.
And that's when I used to be a witch, and I used to listen to Russian witch music, which they they had a lot of chants, and it was just so
Mm,
beautiful.
mm.
It was an out of world experience kind of song, you know. Um, but yeah, it's beautiful when it happens. I know, what is it, Lisa Gerard from the movie Gladiators. She does kind of like that chanting,
Oh yeah, yeah,
kind
that's
of
beautiful. Yeah.
gibberish words, but it's so beautiful. Lisa is one of my favorites.
Mm, mm, mm.
I mean, she's very Celtic and very, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Enya is one too.
I'm sorry?
Enya,
Oh, Anya. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Enya, she has a lot of kind of chanting songs, and they're really pretty.
Yeah, yeah. And when you were into witchcraft, was it like Wicca witchcraft? Or was it like black magic?
Yes.
Was Wicca?
So I was a so just going back to that, I was a lot witch. So I did have episodes where witches that were black magic tried to attack me, and my dreams tried to attack me by spells, all of that. And I mean, I went through a lot of phases with that.
Wow.
And I was the light witch where we would listen to Enigma a lot and meditate, and we would put rocks on us because we're kind of like nature witches in a way that was light.
Mm, hmm.
We were nothing evil,
Yeah.
but I would say a nature witch.
An ancient witch? I like that.
Yes. And
So
I was a wannabe vampire too. Like I really wanted to be a vampire, and it still follows me. But my ancestor is Dracula, Val and Poller.
oh
Have I ever
really?
told you that, Scott?
I think you did say that. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you traced
So
his
it's like
lineage right
maybe
back
that's why I have a dark side.
to Vlad the Impaler, that Dracula? Yeah.
I mean, he was a bad man though, but my family's not crazy. I mean, sometimes we could be, but whose family isn't?
Yeah.
you know?
Mm.
But yeah.
Um, so you prayed, the words came down and you just wrote them down and
Yes.
the melody come right away also. It all
Right.
came together?
Yeah.
Wow. That is crazy. That's
Isn't that
awesome.
crazy?
Yeah.
And I'm not lying about this, but that was the first time that actually happened to me, actually.
So is this going to
Because
be a
I
go?
just
Yeah.
I don't know. What were you saying?
I was going to say, is this your go-to method now?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I was kind of like in a moment, I was
Mm,
like I was listening hardcore and Ableton just rocking out to it, the intro,
mm-hmm.
and then I was like praying about it, then all of a sudden boom, you know?
Ah,
But I've been writing still. Like I have so many songs right now that I just write because I love to write. I love poetry. I love writing just about anything and everything.
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
nerd. I feel like a nerd.
Um,
How's your writing method? Do you write a lot, Scott?
I strangely enough, and this is a weird problem to have as a songwriter, but I think because I've done all this, I think principally the work I do as a songwriter is maintaining a certain spiritual um, stability. You know what I mean? I do a lot of things to like connect with my
Right,
higher self, to like be of service, to be loving, um, and I I believe I can see through experience that that connects me to this pure creative process. So I'm always kind of tuning myself
right,
up for that. And so I feel like I can create at any
right,
moment. My thing is really to try not to write so many songs.
right. I know. I
Yeah.
understand. I understand
So I'm trying to stick to,
because you get the roadblock.
yeah, I can go off. I can go off. But I really
I hear you.
I do find it's a little bit of a cliche, but I do find like what you're talking about there, that really the best songs are ones that come together very quickly. I had that with
Right,
the collab with uh, Chronic Dream, the Untrue song. That was He sent it to me,
right,
and I was going actually to Lua, to help with Lua, and I was listening to the song on the way to the bus stop, and I had to pull out GarageBand
right.
and record the song idea at the bus stop. And then I recorded the
Oh
vocal at
my
Lewis.
goodness.
Yeah, Lua was doing some stuff on his iPad. And for anyone watching, the kid with cerebral palsy that I help with, and I recorded the vocals in his living room because I was like, it's fresh. I'm doing it right now. And so those are the actual vocals on the song.
Wow.
And then I wrote
He
one.
is also an amazing singer too. Lua, I love his song.
Yeah.
What that
And he
song
is
Love.
uh he is
That
a
is
light
so
worker too.
beautiful.
He is a light worker too. I mean, you when you're with him, right, you look at him in his eyes, and the way he looks at you, you kind of have to look away first. I mean, it's part of his like
He's
condition and
all
stuff
about
too.
love.
He's all about love, and it's like it's so
Yeah,
powerful to look at in his eyes that it takes some getting used to. You know what I mean? You have to like work at it to like hold the gaze and be like, no, no, dude. I'm like, I think, no, no, I'm not looking away. You want to go there? I'm there.
right.
It's like a love showdown.
Aw.
Yeah,
But
but
he's a beautiful singer.
yeah, he is. He is. He's just a beautiful everything. Yeah. Um, but yeah,
Mm,
that's everything happening very fast for me these days. But I really believe that it's about,
right,
like I said, I'm really identify with you about saying a prayer, or anything that gets you centered and your heart open, and then I feel like it is receiving something, as corny as that
right.
probably would sound to me, 20 years ago or something, that's really how it happens. So yeah.
Oh, and by the way, untrue.
Yeah.
I did saw your Instagram post, and
Yeah.
is it fixing to come out? Because I heard a little bit of it, and I was like, ooh,
Oh,
woo.
no,
It
it's
sounded
out.
good.
It's out. Untrue. Yeah. Yeah,
It is.
that's been out for like 3 weeks. Yeah. And then I
I
had,
hope I'm not having a blonde moment. I probably listened to it already.
well, maybe. No, but
There's so
it's
much music.
yeah. I know. There's people are putting out a lot of music right now. Yeah, it's really fantastic. Yeah, and then I had another one come out on
Yeah.
Friday, and then I also posted one by mistake yesterday.
Ooh, maybe that's the one I saw.
This was yeah. Well, by the time this comes out, it will be gone because I took it down. But it's called Vampire Everything. That's coming out at the end of May. You'll like that with your vampire past and present. Yeah. Um,
Anything vampire, I'm like, okay.
yeah. It's all vampire. Yeah. Oh wow.
Yes, Queen of the Day.
Hmm. Let me see. Okay, we got 7 more minutes on the countdown there. I was just seeing um, so what's next for Radical Bicep? Do you guys have another song planned? Or are you just kind of taking it as it
So
comes?
we have a lot of songs coming,
Mm,
and we might be doing other stuff with one of our besties, and he's a cyborg in the forest. But we're just like we're collaborating right now with a lot of artists. Radical Bicep Doug is so he knows a lot of people, and I do too. So we're trying
yeah.
to collab with a lot of synthwave artists,
Oh,
and
cool.
but majority it's one of our cyborg friends. He's from Maine. I'm not going to say his name, but he lives in a forest. He's a cyborg, and we might be doing some more gothic tracks soon
Okay.
because we
Oh,
just
cool.
we're so goth. We can't we me and Doug can never move away from goth music. So
Yeah.
it's gonna happen very soon because we're we're kind of like um in in a moment where we're like we're doing so many songs right now, and I'm writing still to some collabs,
Mm,
and I just so much music, but it's gonna still be Radical Bicep. We have probably maybe 4 or 5 songs, maybe.
oh,
I think I'm
exciting.
saying that right. Maybe four or
Yeah.
five songs, but I'm not going to say anything. But it sounds like Phases. It sounds like Beam. It still
Okay.
has that elemental vibe to it. You
Oh,
know, the
cool.
robots.
Well, also with Phases and talking about Lua, that's his favorite song. Every time I'm coming
Yes,
over
I
there,
do.
I hear Phases booming out of his room. And then we come in and then we both sing
You're gonna have
along to
to.
Phases. And we're like, oh, we have to do a video and send it to Lisa Marie because Lua and I are sitting there
You're gonna have
duetting
to
on
give me
Phases.
his. You're gonna have to give me his address so I can send him a Radical Bicep T-shirt
Oh, totally.
because I
And if
care
he would
about
like
Lua and I
sign it
want to.
and stuff too, yeah, that'd be great. He would
I
love
want
it.
to
Yeah,
get him
yeah. He
a
would love that.
shirt.
He would love that. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
He's your biggest fan. I guarantee that. He worships you. Worships you.
oh,
Um,
I love Lua so much.
and actually his next song
Oh,
is
actually, by the
about
way,
you too. His next song is about you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm excited to hear it. He's a good singer.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I saw his post and I was like curious, but he had a church post and I was like,
oh
what is
yeah.
he doing?
He's getting confirmed. Yeah,
You know,
he's getting confirmed. Yeah.
what's that mean?
It's like, basically
Oh,
like it's a church ceremony like that you do when you're 15 in Denmark. Um, confirmation, like when you're, yeah, yeah, I guess it's like you're a man after that is what it signifies, in the eyes of the church or something. I
Oh,
don't know exactly what it means, but yeah, it's this
that's
kind of thing.
awesome.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So he's excited about that.
Well,
Yeah,
that's beautiful. I
yeah,
hope that goes well for him.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Sweet.
think it's like yeah, it should be next weekend actually. Yeah, that he's doing that. But
Aw.
we're running out of time on the old Zoom, so I want to say thank you so much for doing this. And yeah, I really love this one. I hope it does well. It's all your songs are doing really well too. Congratulations. You guys are really
Thank you.
piling up the streams there. It's super exciting. And thanks for taking the time and talking about this new one. And please come back when you have the Cyborg in the Forest Gothic song.
I
All right.
will. I will.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Bye. So, love you
Bye.